Hey everyone, welcome to Heavy Metal Custom. Today we're going to be showing you how to do a brake job all the way around. New pads, new rotors, and of course we're going to inspect everything while we're doing this, and also an oil and filter change. This is a 2016 Ford Escape. This is the little 4-cylinder turbo, the EcoBoost model. It's pretty neat. Vehicle's in good shape. It's just 4 years old. Still, it's time to brake and it's due for an oil change. So we're going to show you how to do this. The only difference with this video is I'm not touching nothing. Y'all know I tore my arm and I'm not going to work on it because it's not my vehicle. This one belongs to my niece Heather, so I'm going to show her how to do all the work on it, and I'm going to help her. I ain't going to let you mess up the brakes or you kill yourself or something. But she's going to do all the physical labor and run through it. And I think this will be a good video because, for one, you get to see how these are done, which is just good basic knowledge. But for two, some of y'all that are a little nervous about working on your own vehicle or something like that, I mean, take Heather, she's not some ASE certified mechanic or anything. She's just not afraid to get her hands dirty. And like the rest of us, she needs to save $1 because we're all broke. But y'all are fixing to watch her get this thing ready. We're going to go ahead and get it up in the air. We're going to start on the front brakes, get it jacked up and get her tires off. Then we'll come in and show y'all what's going on. Alright guys, Heather got her jacked up and got the wheel off. Everybody, this is Heather. So the next thing she needs to do is just spread the caliper a little bit before she takes the bolts out. Here's the way I do it, Heather. Just take a screwdriver and go in here wherever I can get a little bit of oomph.
And pop it.
And do it like that. Now see how much flow that gives. Now I should be able to take the caliper off. For y'all's information, this is a T45 that takes this one off. There you go.
And this goes in the back right here, right?
Yep. Make sure you get that socket in there really good too. We don't want to strip it out.
Yeah, the top one's out, the bottom one's being stuck in though.
Take the socket and put on it, and as you turn it, sort of pull it out. You see what I'm saying? What you should do, and we're going to do on hers, is pull these all the way out. Because this here is how the caliper slides back and forth on the vehicle. So what I'm going to have Heather do is just take a rag and clean these up a little bit. And when we put it back together, just take some fresh grease and put a light coat on them. That way your brakes will not get bound up.
Okay.
Alright, let's go ahead and get your caliper pushed back.
This comes off too, right?
Leave that one on for now.
Okay.
You're going to use it to push your caliper back.
Now, where do I put this?
You just set it up there where it's going to be sort of comfortable, but you need it pointing out towards you, something like that. Because what you're going to do, just going to use a C-clamp on it.
That line.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, cool.
You can get a C-clamp on there.
What do you mean?
Okay, what you want to do, we'll get it out here a little more. Get it out right here. That's fine. Well, everybody can see. You see what she's doing, y'all? You put the C-clamp from here to the pad. And just slowly try to get as much, that's the center as you can get almost in it.
That's on top of that groove right there.
That's fine.
Okay.
Get the center of that groove.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
as
you
good
won't
as
hurt it.
how to do as I can do right there.
You know, that's what I always do, is leave the old brake pad in there and use it for a pusher. Don't go over it, mash it up in there. You'll notice she's going nice and slow. Don't get all hair gunny on it or something like that. Move it back through there slow. Now this is the front, the rears will be different.
Right there.
All the way.
Ain't
As far
no
as it goes.
Yeah, ain't no more.
Okay, that's it. That's the clamp on. Now put that pad on.
Cool.
Set your get this holder off in order to get your rotor. See what size rim on it.
Yeehaw! Now we're cooking with fish oil.
Yeah.
Alright.
I just slide the rotor off, slide a new one on.
Now, do we have to have that, what about this?
No, it comes off. The rotor just comes off.
Oh.
It comes off the notch.
Yeah.
You got it. You want it.
Yeah, because your fingers will get pinched in the back if you ain't
Yeah.
careful. Alright.
And like I said on the other brake job, make sure you take you some brake clean or some alcohol or something and clean these off because there's oil on there from the package. Looks like no oil on that one, really. Usually just kind of oil is still on.
I mean, now they do because of my hands.
Yeah, it's bad.
Look at this. Hot diggity dog.
That's it. Now start reversing that thing. Crack it.
Alright. There we go. Alright. Should we clean the rotor off since I put my nasty glove hands all over it?
Yeah, you need to, there is blue rags on the other side of that car, sitting on the car. Here, do it either way.
Yeah.
Just put it on the outside piece of the pad.
Is that enough right there? Or is that too much?
That's actually too much.
Okay, alright, so
You
too
got enough
much.
to do the other side.
So that's right there. Okay, alright, cool, I got you now. Just enough to coat it.
Yep.
But we don't want jelly running over the side of our sandwich.
That's it.
Gotcha, okay,
All right,
gotcha.
put your little bit on that one.
It's just time consuming.
Yeah, that's the thing about it, it's not really that hard. I mean, some of the bolts are, difficult to do and things like that. That's when you get a breaker bar, hammer, or a friend or something like that, you got a bolt that won't come loose. Besides that, it's just pay attention, take your time, and do a good job. I mean, these are brakes, so it's sort of serious business here.
Okay, so how much?
Just a nice smear on each one of them.
All the way around?
Yeah.
Now, work with me. There you go.
Yeah, not all the way in. You don't want to see the threads right now. There
Yeah,
you go.
because you got to put it back on and straight back in.
Yep.
All right.
Now just slide your caliper back on. Now here's the thing, get them lined back up good.
Yeah.
First of all, grab one with your socket with your right hand. Get it on. The caliper to ride. Once you hop up in there, pump the pedal up, and get the caliper back out.
That's what we-
Center itself, will take out all that flow.
Okay, all right. I got you now. Because when we push that pad all the way up in there, so what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay.
That's where all the stuff is. So guys, there you have how to do brake pads and rotors on the 2016. Just gonna do the other side off camera. Then we'll take a break and eat. And then when I'll come back out and crank the camera back up, we'll show you how to do rear brakes. Which I haven't done rear brakes at least. We're gonna take a look at it and see. But we have all the tools and stuff needed, no stress. Alright guys, hopefully y'all see this really well. You see the calipers here on the back. There's not a whole lot of difference between the front and the back in a way. You got the same clip here. I'm guessing that it's the same size socket. Takes this off and the holder off so that you can get the rotor off. What the difference is how the caliper goes back in. And when we get to that point, I'll be specific and show you all the correct tool and the correct way to do it. For now, Heather, just get your screwdriver in there and just a little bit, not a lot on this one like the front. gonna have to pry it off there. We're getting mash.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And the emergency brake's built in. See the spring? That's your emergency brake cable.
Oh, okay.
Emergency brake is built into the caliper. And that's the big deal on why we have to push it back. Usually just gotta sort of pry these off there a little bit. I'm not too careful. Right. Now, see that right there? See two little holes? You just take the C-clamp like you did tonight, you break to the side of this caliper. And you jump. You gotta have a special tool to do this. No, it doesn't want to sit up there where they live because of the cable. That's what this thing's coming out. Going to sort of fit it. Alright, what we'll do is just kind of ground it down some. With your tools you can do things like this. But I had to make it fit, but it's out.
That's right.
Alright, that just snaps on there, it's just like a 3/8 drive socket. Yeah. Just throw it in. Just now. Alright, now we got new teeth, right?
Okay.
Take this. And turn it out till it's tight. Now here's a trick. What do I do to the ridges? Oh yeah, they too. Alright, what you want to do is you're holding this one and turn this one. But this one here I'm going to be sort of turning at the same time to take up the slide. And it is a pain to do. I'll take up some of the slack. Turn that, of course, that makes it go in. It's a little ratcheting mechanism. Just turn this big one in just enough, guys, keep a little pressure on it. We do not want to, quote, mash it in there any. We want to roll it all in there. That's it. Luckily, them weren't pushed way out because the pads weren't, you know, bad.
Good.
A little circle there, that tells us it came off the back. So that one goes in there, it does not matter this position. And the little double dot one without a spring goes on the outside. Yep, they're 13.
Cool beans.
We're gonna break loose for you. And that's the same as the front, just take the bracket off, rubber slides off, slide the new one on.
So the only thing that was different was that part we gotta press.
Yeah, the way the caliper moves back. Most of your rear disc brake vehicles, just look at the caliper. If the emergency brake line is going to it, emergency brake cable, whatever you want to call it, is going to the caliper, it's a twist in. If not, then it's a regular push in.
Alrighty. Yeah, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, it's just in the way.
In the way. It should pop off, right?
Yeah.
There's no play in this, like none.
Get it around.
Is it the side?
Yeah, any way you want.
It's not coming.
Yeah, don't bend your back in the plate.
It's not coming.
Sometimes you just hit it on the face and rattle it loose. Well, tell you what, go get the 50 cal, I'll get it off. There you go.
I mean, I got full coverage insurance.
Really?
He said, don't tell me that.
We'll turn this into a gun video real quick.
Right?
Now remember, these are brand new brakes.
Uh-huh.
So, a lot of shops, a lot of technicians, I'm a mechanic, they call them technicians nowadays, will tell you to break in your brakes properly, stop easy the first however many miles, blah, 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 blah. Just drive, in my opinion, just drive it normal. Brakes are going to feel a little funny at first until they do get all the way seated in, but it'll still stop. I mean, I just done a brake job on mine. First thing I do is took off like a bat out of hell down the road and throwed them on right at the last minute. They'll stop. But yeah, breaking them in, there's a lot to be said. They say that they'll last longer and stuff. Here, just pull it around the front.
I don't want to.
Just enough. There you go.
No.
Get your bracket down and hold your rotor. But yeah, and guys, y'all always remember that. You know, when you do a brake job, it may seem a little bit funny at first until the brakes get, you know, broken in and more in and everything. So just deal with it. And it is advisable. Take it easy a little bit if possible and get them broke in correctly. Or do like me and go out there and just drive the crap out of it and hope it stops.
Now, do we have to bleed these?
No,
No, no bleeding.
never bleed. Unless you have to change a hose, a line, or a caliper. There's no reason to ever have to bleed them. Never open a bleeding system. And there's another good point. A lot of mechanics, quote technicians, will tell you to open a bleeder valve when you push a caliper back, so as not to push fluid and contaminants back into the ABS system or something like that. Each to their own. Me personally, I've never done that, because if you open up the system, there's always a chance you can get air in there, and I'm just not going to take the chance. Pushing that fluid back is not going to hurt it. If your fluid's that nasty and got that much crap in it, then you had a major problem to begin with.
So, do we need to check it after we get done?
Yeah, 100% when we're done and you pump up the pedal and all the calibers come back out to where they belong, then we'll just check the fluid level. But that's it.
Cool. And just for the record, I'm not weak.
Now, just making sure they're tight.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Moving onward.
Pads, did you bring your grease?
Yep. Alright.
All right, remember which pad goes where.
Alright. This one is in the back. And this one is the front. Now, do we need to grease the, yeah, right? Grease the back
Yeah,
ones.
exactly like you did the front.
Okay.
Pretty much everything the same.
Alright.
Oh, just slide it on the,
Oh, just slide it on the back?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright, I got you. I'm looking for the clip like a reread. It just, it messes me up because with these two, I wouldn't really say they're rivets, but you know what I'm saying, the two, it looks like it would go in there.
Yeah, I've seen some of the older style rear disc where the rear pad does go in there. And that's probably the way that system's set up, because they don't want this thing spinning outwards. But on these, I think they're designed to spin outwards and go back in, you know, with the pushing of the pedal or the emergency brake.
Now this right here, see how it's cut? Is that
Oh, they're right there?
Yeah.
No,
is it-
all that is a dust boot.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay,
The seals are all down inside of there.
all right. So we're just gonna slide it on. Ah, cool.
Yeah, like I say, this does not even touch the brake pad. So, I can see its purpose to hold the outer of the caliper from being a rattle trap, you know. Right. Well, everyone, there you go. There's how to do rear brakes on one of these. That's going to fall off. It's going to be a hell of a mess. But as you see, it's not that bad, not that different from the front. Just make sure you use the proper tool to spin that caliper back in. And guys, back in the day when I was like broker to what I am now, which is pretty bad, I've actually took a pair of channel locks and take my thumb and push against it as I turn and push in. And I have done that, and hey, in a pinch, it will work. Just make sure you're rotating it as you're putting slide pressure on there with your thumb, and you can get it if you don't have availability to one of these tools. Well, cool. Well, Heather's going to throw this together and do the other side. Then we'll show you how to do an oil change. And that'll be it, won't it?
Yep, that'll be it.
All right, good deal. All right, guys. Heather's got all the brakes done, and I think she's done a good job. Now we'll show y'all how to do an oil change on one of these. All right. What size wrench, Heather?
This is a 13 millimeter.
All right.
Yep.
And as you can see, there's your drain plug right there. Or you're gonna make a mess no matter how it goes. Go ahead.
I'm trying to line it up though. Woo!
Alright, scooter back. Basically, we'll just let this drain until it starts dripping. Normally, you'd want to do this with the engine a little bit warm, but seeing as she's just done her brakes, it's not that warm, so we'll let it sit and drip for a few minutes. Oil filter's right there.
Blends in with it.
Yeah. But it ain't too bad. You make it a little bit of a mess. See, it's got that big oil filter cooler system set up right there, which that's pretty nice. All right, guys, Heather got that filter off. So I was telling her to make sure that that seal is still on the filter.
Which it is, right?
Yeah, it is.
It won't come off.
No, you don't need it.
I'm just saying it was loose when we put it on there, right?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Because that's a big issue of changing oil. That seal sometimes stays stuck to the engine. Then when you put your other filter on, it'll be a gusher. So make sure you always do that. This filter goes in sideways, so there's really no way we can fill it up with oil like you would on, let's say, a conventional 350 or something. So these you can't prime. Just take your greasy hands and rub some across the seal to get it lubed up.
We can kind of put a little bit in there, can't we?
Nah, you'll never get it in there. You'll spill whatever you put in there pretty much. Just put her up there and tighten her down. And when I say tighten it down, I mean just moderately get it on there. Do not put the, oh my God, I'm gonna have to get a monster pair of channel locks and tighten this thing, because they don't need it. Just a good snug fit will do the trick. All right, guys, now she got all the brakes done. We're about ready to pop the hood and put the oil back in it, and Heather, what you want to do not let that brake pedal go to the floor. Only push it about halfway, let it up, halfway, let it up.
Okay.
Push it to the floor, there's a good chance you can mess up my cylinder. Don't start it. You ain't got no oil in it.
All right,
So
so
just pump it up.
halfway,
Yeah.
halfway, halfway.
Yeah, and then we'll end up pushing the calipers out.
Now it's tight.
All right, let up.
It's tight, yeah.
Now hit it again.
It's tight.
That's it. You got the calipers all pushed back out with the hydraulic pressure. Now we check the fluid.
Okay.
But yeah, never let the brake pedal go to the floor.
Gotcha.
That will mess up a master cylinder.
All my leaves here. All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. It's pretty basic from here. There's your oil fill. It's this is an even, what, 4.5 quart engine or a 5?
4.5.
4.5 quart. You can see right over there. That's where we check our brake fluid at. The master cylinder's in behind there. The reservoir's out front. Besides that, we're just going to run through and do a basic, fluid check on it, look everything over, twist the belt, make sure there ain't no cracks or anything in it, and then just a general look over. So guys, there you have it. 2016 Ford Escape, a little EcoBoost 4-cylinder turbocharged. The oil change is pretty easy. The brakes are not that bad, pretty much like any conventional vehicle. Just remember on them rear calipers how to do that. Now we are going to go back with the torque wrench and do all these lug nuts before she leaves here after she gets all her fluids done. But everyone, appreciate you watching. Hope you learned a little something and hope you enjoyed the video. Everybody throw Heather a thanks down for getting in on the video and doing all the manual labor. We appreciate it. If y'all would, throw me down some comments. If you're able, hit us up on Patreon. And please, like, share, and subscribe. Again, thanks for watching. And until the next one, I hope that y'all have a fantastic day.